Hey everybody, Bobby Warner coming at you today. Today's question is kind of a follow-up of yesterday, which is a two-part situation. Yesterday we talked about, have you ever been told, I just want to think it over? Well, the next most common thing that most people are told, I don't care what kind of business you're in or what product you're selling, is if they're not ready to make a commitment, the first thing they'll usually say is, I don't have the money. And in some cases, that is accurate. I mean, there are people that are strapped, that are check to check. They even more so need to be doing something like what we share and offer to them. But to the average person, they can get the resources. They just don't have what they might think of as discretionary money that's not earmarked for their daily budget or whatever, and something that if they put it into a new project or start trying some different products or whatever, that it doesn't hurt them. And often the case is that, they have the money, they just haven't gotten enough value in the presentation or in what you're sharing with them to decide that's something they want to spend money on. So first of all, to help reduce the chances of that happening, you have to give more value during the process of your presentation. You have to understand more about what it is that they want, their wants, their desires, their needs. And ultimately that will reduce it. Now, you still could have that opportunity, especially if it's somebody that's a first exposure. Well, what we'll generally do is we can do one of two things. What I love is Cesar Rodriguez's phrase that he says, are you trying to get in or are you trying to get out? That could be used at any point, but usually that's in the beginning of that conversation. So okay, if it wasn't about money, what would they be doing? Would they be joining your opportunity or using your products or service? That's the first step of it. The second step of it is they say, oh no, I'm trying to get in, but I'm really strapped. Well, then the next question is, okay, so you're telling me that nowhere in your bank account, in your little sock that you might hide some cash in, or more importantly, on a credit card or whatever, you don't have access to whatever it is, let's just say $500. And if they say yes, say great. Well, if you're in person, what I've been doing for years is we'll draw a line on a piece of paper and we'll put 0, a straight line, and then 500. I asked the person, okay, so between 0 and $500, where on this line do you feel you might fall? 95% of the time, they pick somewhere around the middle. It's just human nature. But you must realize the line is an infinite length of line. So the half point doesn't mean $250. So I'll start off and say, so is that 400 out of the 500? And see where they go with it. Then once you know that, you now have a smaller objection. If they tell you, well, I got 300 or 400 of it, but I don't have the full 500, then we can start probing into, okay, how quickly do you feel that's changing for you that you'll have the other $100? Or what can I do to help you figure out where we might be able to get that $100? So not only can we get you started and moving forward, but we can start our training process and do everything we can to get you to start getting paid. Because after all, if they're not getting paid in a short period of time, that's when a lot of people fall out of the network marketing business. Okay? So the next thing is that if it's truly about the money, in your presentation, I'll sometimes ask them, well, what do you like most about it? And they go through different things. Well, at some point I'll say, okay, other than the initial amount of money that you're buying your products or services or entering into this opportunity, what would you say you like least about it? It's another opportunity to kind of see what their objection might be that's real versus imaginary. But more than anything else, be honest with them, always leave on an upswing, qualify if it's a real objection, and the phrase that Caesar uses, are you trying to get in or trying to get out, is just perfect, because you need to know, are they actually trying to do this if the money was not an object? I hope this was of value to you. Please like it and share it if it was. By all means, reach out to me if you have any questions or you have any subjects that we want to cover. You can reach me at bobbywarner985@gmail.com. And I'll be coming to you again each day. Look for me next Tuesday, 10 o'clock Central Time. It'll be our our weekly Periscope every Tuesday, Team Talk Tuesday, and I'll bring you some tips about your team. Have a great day. Thank you.